Hello again, welcome to the video. This month, we've got a strange, simple, wonderful system, if you can even call it a system. It's something I've thought about on the periphery, but never really thought to make it a system or even test it. But it's fascinating, so I thought I'd share. Now, I usually make up 99% of the systems. Now, it's not original stuff by any means, but I usually come up with it in my own brain. I take general concepts and then put my own little twist on it. This one is not for me. It's from David Bean over at Capstone Trading Systems. I think he's fantastic. Definitely worth checking him out. And I got this recently. He put out the open code strategy, the open code for this entire thing, and isn't a lot of code. I'm not sure it even needs code, but his idea, he gets all the credit. I only change the stop loss if there is a stop loss. But that's all I did. So what are we talking about? Well, let's talk about it. We're talking about practice. Practice? If you know that Allen Iverson rant, we just became good friends. This is about overnight outperformance. Have you heard this? There's research out there, people who are very smart, who say every bit of the gains, or most, not every bit, but most of the gains in the stock market is overnight. It's from close to the open of the next day. That very, very little of the gains actually happens during the day when the market's open. Now, of course, we're moving to 24-hour market. Seems like we're speeding there at the speed of light. But right now, there still is a market session, 9:30 to 4. And in futures, obviously, that goes a little bit longer. But all the gains over time are overnight, which is just crazy. I mean, that's what the research says. But the question is it really? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm just tired of people telling me things that are unsubstantiated. I'm just tired of fake knowledge. I would like real, truthful stuff that actually works. Do you feel the same? At least that's the way I feel. So David Bean is notorious for putting out stuff that's actually truthful. So I was very fascinated when I read this article from him. So let's test it, right? Now, you think about it. If all of the gains or most of the gains are overnight, it kind of makes day trading and put in an interesting light, isn't it? I mean, if there's no real gains, you got to be really quick with your in and outs, right? Really quick in your triggers, your buy, your sell, right? If day trading is not really where the gains are at, it's interesting, right? Interesting. I told you it was interesting. Now, if it's not true, though, if we test it and it's not true, then please just shut up with your research, everybody. All right? At least everybody who's saying this stuff. So let's find out, shall we? Let's get to it. This is the overnight quote-unquote system. It's not really a system. Are you ready? Super complicated. You buy at the end of the 4 o'clock, the 1600 Eastern Time bar. You buy at the close. Buy at the end. Futures shuts down 4:15, 16:15. U.S. stock market shuts down at 1600. So right at 1600, you basically just get in. Get in before the market closes and wait as long as possible. Could this be done manually? Of course it could. Now, we bought it, right? So when do we get out? We sell at the end of the 9:30 Eastern Time bar. So we just wait for the market to open. And as soon as that bar closes, that's it, we get out. What kind of bars? 15-minute bars. Does it matter what bars? I don't think so. But this is on the 15-minute chart. Okay? Now, you can run your own test on every day of the week, and you'll see it's profitable. Yes. But we're not going to look at that. We're going to get right to the system itself. And David recommends only early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Only the first 3 days. So you buy at the close of Monday, sell it at the open on Tuesday. Buy at the close on Tuesday, sell it at the open on Wednesday. Got it? Pretty simple, right? Now, initially, there's no stop loss needed, which is, yikes, kind of scary. What if it gaps down? Of course, it's always a problem when you're buying at the end and holding overnight, right? If you're not going to buy and sell. But here it is. From the year 2000 on the Nasdaq E-mini, which is NQ, or the mini, the micro, MNQ, if you have no stop loss, this is the NQ futures contract, $122,000 of profit and only $20,000 of drawdown close to close and only $25,000 of drawdown from max peak to valley, right? Profit factor pretty good. This is with trading costs taken out. I took out the trading costs. See, there's a lot of trades. I mean, there are the stats. Consecutive losing trades 7, consecutive winning trades 12, and so forth. $122,000 worth of profit, though. Let's go deeper. Here's the equity curve. Remember, this is right near the dot-com crash. Why is this going up, right? Why is this working? Strange. And then, as you probably know, from the early 2000s to really lately, in the last 10 years, Nasdaq didn't do garbage. It was weak. I know. The Nasdaq right now is so crazy. It's hard to fathom how many years the Nasdaq was just, it was like the Dow or something. It did nothing. But holy moly, the green dots are new equity highs, and wow. Wow. Isn't that crazy? There's your 15-minute chart. It's on the NQ. I mean, look at that. This is barely even a system. Here's a sample trade. I coded it so it's automated, right? Pretty easy to code. But all you got to do is go in, buy at the close, sell at the open. Okay? You can see this was on 11/27/2024. It held it overnight. Price went up. You sold it at the open, at the close of the opening bar. Right? You can see that. That's the next day. There it is. That's exactly what it does. Crazy, right? Now, no stop loss kind of freaks me out. Don't know if it freaks you out. So I put a little bit of optimization on it. A lot of different stops work. I settled on 6,700. Kind of a weird number. You could use just 7,000 if that makes you nervous. But is it better? It's definitely better with a stop loss. Look, the profit factor goes up, profit goes up, max drawdown goes down significantly. So it is a lot better if you just hold a stop loss, quote unquote, overnight, right? But look at those numbers. Crazy, isn't it? Here's the curve again. Big start. Nasdaq did nothing for a long time and then just a rocket ship, right? Now, this is not true. Someone's going to get fired because that's the $6,700 stop loss one. There you go, right? And let's take a look. Now, this is with the stop. Let's take a look at the system annual returns. This is from 2000 to 2024. Now, you can see a couple things that are interesting. Number one, there are some losing years. So it's not every year that the overnight brings profit. But what's interesting is a couple things. 2022 was a bear market, a bad one. This thing absolutely destroyed. That is crazy. Now, how much margin do you need for the NQ? You need about $22,000. Way over 100% gain in a bear market. Now, the financial crisis of 2008, I should say, not a bad loss though, right? On a $22,000 account, that would have beaten the market like crazy. That's barely even a loss. And yes, there are losing years, but tiny, right? The great financial crisis was basically a tiny little loss. You would have been, how many people would have loved to have that loss in 2008? 2009, it did make money. 2020, obviously did fine during the COVID. Barely lost, actually way profitable. 2000, dot-com crash starting. 2001, barely. 2002 and 3, profitable. Nothing's profitable on the Nasdaq in that time. Absolutely amazing, isn't it? I think so. So, bottom line is overnight gains are a real thing. It is a real thing, and a simple system captures that. Now, it's been so great at the end, right? Look at this. Just cranking out victories. Will this continue? What do you think? You think Nasdaq's going away with all the AI stuff? Do you think it's going away? Do you think it's going away as option volume goes through the roof? Do you think it's going away as 24-hour trading becomes a thing? Doesn't seem so, does it? Now, could this be traded just by itself? I know there are losing years, but mild. It feels like you could trade it by itself, right? But Could it be part of a bigger portfolio? And I think that's where the magic's at. That's why I wanted to share it. I think you could put this in a bigger portfolio with other instruments doing other things, and it would take advantage of the wild volatility and the great overnight gains of recent years, and it really wouldn't hurt you on the down years, right? And lastly, could it be improved? Of course. You saw the rules. There are basically no rules, just a stop loss. There are probably many other ways you can make it even better. So definitely wanted to share it because as it is, it's good, and heck, it might even be better. Last month, Will Ferrell agreed, and lo and behold, he agrees with us again. All right, few announcements before we wrap up. Elite members get the code for any strategy, of course, for free. The PPP portfolio, I'm going to do an update video on that probably soon. It's done great in 2024, so we'll talk about that. Again, 100% gain is based on your account size. On a $57,000 account trading futures, this portfolio is made over $60,000, so that's over 100%. Again, depends on your account size. I just started a new dividend income program. I'm fascinated by high yield. You'll be seeing a lot more videos on high yield coming soon. That started, so you can either put in a comment or email me if interested in any of these things. Let's finish with the speed round. As always, like and subscribe. I do have a goal of getting to 10,000. I'm going to have to make more videos, but I've got tons of videos ready to make. So you deserve more for more subscribers, and I realize that. But for those who have liked and subscribed, thank you very much. Going to have Scott Welch Strategy is going to be changing. That's coming soon. Of course, there are 2 books. I should write more books. That's definitely a thing I should do. And there is your disclaimer. Thanks for sticking around this long, and we'll be back soon with more videos. Bye for now.